What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by and say hello. All right, this is our weekly 5 biggest takeaways from the AMA. I'm sorry, the Town Hall. I'm going to do this probably for the rest of the year. So this used to be the AMA. They've rebranded it to the Town Hall, which I think is phenomenal. So 5 biggest takeaways from the Town Hall. Again, just a reminder, this is not a summary. There are some other content creators out there that do a phenomenal job with a full summary, both written and in video. This for me is just what are the 5 things that stuck out to me. And as you can see here, I'm looking at the Splinterlands official Town Hall summary on the PeakD blog. So we're going to use this as a visual reference as well as, you know me, I like to make my own little thing here. So let's jive, which would be jump and dive. Let's jive right in with number 1. And that is the announcement that all airdrops are legendary. Now, I would say that this doesn't come as too much of a surprise here, but it was nice to get the confirmation and then the explanation, right? Because looking at the upcoming airdrops, I believe we have 8 left, 6 of which we assume to be the legendary summoners. And so therefore, looking back at the way that Untamed had come out, if we were following through, you know, with the first 6 monsters released, neutral and then 1 for each splinter, that would mean that we would probably be expecting 1 legendary dragon monster and then potentially a rare dragon summoner, similar to how we got Drake of Arnak in Untamed. Now they scrapped that, so everything is going to be legendary. So the remaining 2 outside of the 6 monsters the 6 legendary summoners are going to be a legendary dragon and then another legendary neutral monster, of which we don't have the stats yet, but we do have cool artwork and I guess the name. So Spirit Porter and Carnage Titan. I mean, the artwork looks super cool. I'm very excited. They're both legendary and they will be coming. I'm not sure. I believe Spirit Porter is the number 7, or is it number 8? I'm not sure. The way that these are listed here, I thought the dragon was going to be next, but maybe it was Spirit Porter that's going to be number 8. But again, that will not be unlocked until we hit the 7 million, and then subsequently 8 million packs sold. So I just want to go over here to the AMA summary. So what was interesting here is, so they announced that both are already designed and can be seen as eye candy. There will be 6 designed legendary summoners, and the reason why they're doing all airdrops as legendaries is because legendaries should technically be the hardest rarity to get, but because of the fact that we have legendary potions when opening packs, we end up with more legendaries than, for example, epics. So technically, leveling up and maxing out epics is more difficult from a card and BCX standpoint, and then, you know, depending on the type of card and the overall the overall distribution and probably the expansion, it's probably more expensive to get epics up there too, just because of the fact that you need so much more, right? Or so many more, I should say. So now what they're trying to do, instead of, you can't undo or change the amount of BCX required to max out a legendary, so they're increasing the amount of legendaries overall. Makes sense. Who doesn't want more legendary cards? I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm very excited to see what these 2 monsters can do, Spirit Hoarder and Carnage Titan. All right, number 2. This is a big one that I think they talked about, but it's getting overlooked in terms of its impact. But there will be Fiat options for SPS and DEC coming in soon. Now let's go back down to here. So they just have a quick note on here under the general team updates. Teams should be releasing new options for users to buy DEC and SPS directly with Fiat. All right, everybody's always screaming about Binance, right? Or Coinbase, or whatever the case is. But why are we screaming for that? Well, yeah, one of it is that we want more liquidity there. We want more volume so that the price goes up. But as you've probably known from, or at least heard me say, I don't think that that's necessarily a long-term solution to driving the price up. That'll just be, you know, a nice spike and then potentially pump and dump, right? What the other side of that is people also want easy on-ramps into getting DEC and SPS from their Fiat. And now the team is going to be releasing options to do that. So we can somewhat surpass the Binances or Coinbases in order to do that. Now, is this going to raise the value? Not necessarily, right? Because it's not being bought through an exchange, although we might see something from there. But more importantly, it serves the other function, which is to make an easy on-ramp for people to get into the game with their fiat dollars or whatever the currency they're coming in, whatever fiat currency they're coming in with. So that is a huge one. I'm very excited to hear more about that. But for people who Splinterlands is their first kind of foray into NFTs and crypto, this is going to be a great and easy way that the game is going to be able to reach more mainstream adoption. Okay, number 3. This is another interesting one here. They confirmed, let's go ahead and see if I can find it in here, Rift Watchers. So Vouchers, they said, and again, this is all speculation. We just know what the team is telling us. There's nothing written down or any kind of white paper released or post. But they said that the next use case for Vouchers is going to be Rift Watchers. And I think combined with the general market downturn, we are seeing that play out with the price of vouchers going below $1.50. So everybody's been waiting for vouchers to get a little bit more utility, and they're not. At least not in the near future, because Rift Watchers is something I'm not expecting out until April at the very earliest. And I think April is very, very early. They said Q2, so I'm expecting June, mid to late June of Q2, just because they have modern format they have to do, and we're going to get into this in a moment, but they have modern format and they have to design the 6 legendary summoners. All that other stuff needs to be done before that. So there will be other promotions, which is what they're talking about. So maybe that could potentially be something interesting between now and when Rift Watchers comes in. But otherwise, vouchers will just remain, with a ceiling of $4, because all they will be used for is bonus packs. And with the way pack sales are going right now, large quantities aren't necessarily being bought, or maybe people are accumulating vouchers through their SPS airdrops, whatever the case is. To me, that's a little disappointing, because I definitely wanted to see some voucher usage or utility come much sooner than the midway point of the year. And again, I'm assuming Rift Watchers is going to be late. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here, or I'm giving them the benefit of, things get delayed. So if Rift Watchers is the next thing, I really don't see vouchers having any other utility until halfway through the year. All right, number 4, the creative roadmap. Let me see if I can just find this here, because this was another big thing for me. Creative roadmap. So here they listed out their upcoming creative roadmap is going to include designing legendary summoners first and foremost, which is very exciting, modern and wild format, and land expansion. Okay, we need 2 of these 3. Actually, we need 3 of these 3. But I think what is, I don't want to say disappointing, because I feel like now I'm getting too negative about this. But I've already said that I expect modern format to release much later than people expect. I really don't think we're going to get that until March, maybe April. And the fact that we are still in the process, see, as they put before modern and wild format, they still have to design the legendary summoners. Now, that could happen quickly, but it also requires the coordination with 6 different teams of people or individuals, whoever bought in at the top, or whoever bought the most amount of packs during the pre-sale. So there's still work to be done before they can even get to modern and wild format. And I know they're looking at that now, but this to me just says that we should really, really expect things to be delayed further than what their initial estimates are. I think it's great that they're pushing to have things up and ready. And if they surprise us, then it's fantastic. But I'm just trying to level or set, what's the word? Set like level expectations right now in terms of where we can expect these things to come through. And I really don't think we're going to get modern format as soon as people think. I really think that with the way that the general sale is going, it's allowing the team to kind of take a little breather, focus on getting everything else shored up, the lore, all these other kinds of things. And with designing legendary summoners being at the top of the roadmap, due to the fact that, these sales will be coming up potentially in the near future, it seems as though modern and wild format may take a back seat to that, because even if we don't sell out until the end of the year and these legendary summoners don't come out until December, I'm sure they will want to have them ready to go just in case. So that's why the priority is for them to be working on this right now. All right, last one, Weird Beard. Weirdbeard was so fun. I loved the energy, and I'm actually going to play a snippet for you here. So Weirdbeard is one of the new folks. They took a moment, like 5 minutes with each person, to introduce quite a few people who had joined the team recently. So I'm seeing new names here like Zembre, Lilyfire, Chicklet, Soyboy Roy, Alfred, and Weirdbeard. Now Weirdbeard is coming in as an esports manager, and I'm going to play a little clip. Agrid had asked him, what do you see in terms of tournaments? How can we change things? And this clip, just listen. Just listen. I'll talk about it afterwards.
I mean, it's kind of a two-pronged problem that we're dealing with here. Not a problem, but like as you said, we're looking for the je ne sais quoi of what we're trying to do. One of the big things about esports that people don't really understand or necessarily contextualize at the beginning is that esports is half competition, half education. And the education part is really going to be powerful here moving forward for the company and for the community because, listen, if regular people just come in and they start playing, they've been playing for a week, and then they watch high-level competition, they have no idea what's happening, that's not esports, right? Like, if you look at some of the more established esports scenes like Counter-Strike or League of Legends, right? People who are noobs who have only played for a month can still watch pro play and be like, I kind of understand what they're doing. They're just doing it much better than I am. So that education components could be really, really like a necessary foundational piece that we have to lay down of when these gamers first come in and they first want to start, like playing the game. We want them to see tournaments as like, oh, wow, these people are just better at what I wish I could do. And then the other part, I think, as well, is the actual competition side, right, is people have to be fired up to do this. We can't just put out tournaments and hope that they go, oh, yeah, that's cool. It's a tournament. It needs to be something that once you play it, you go, got it. I know exactly why people do this.
Okay, so that was a phenomenal thing. I didn't want to try and summarize that because I love the energy that Weirdbeard came in with, and it was nice to see in the comments in real time. Weirdbeard was getting a lot of love in the town hall or the AMA portion of that. So Weirdbeard, if you ever watch this, I'm very excited. Welcome to the team. Welcome to everybody who has joined the team. And I'm saying welcome as if I am part of the team. I'm not, but I am part of the community, and I welcome you to the community if you are just joining in that role. But I thought he brought up the two things that he brought up were phenomenal. The first one being probably the most important, and that is education. I know that the team is doing these, learn to play streams now, which is fantastic. But where esports shines, I think he nailed it right. He nailed it right on the nail. What is it? Hammered it right on the nail. Gosh, I'm terrible with my analogies today. But he hit it right on the head. Hit the nail right on the head. Okay, I'm gonna stop. With the education portion, that is really important. And what's interesting is I've been streaming this game on Twitch, for example, for several months now. And I had a following on Twitch that was playing different games, such as like Fortnite and other things. And I still get comments where they're like, I've been watching you play this game for X amount of time and I still don't understand what's going on. So there is an educational component that comes to this. Of course, it's much more complicated than a game like Counter-Strike or like Fortnite, right? Where you just need to learn the buttons and then everything else is somewhat straightforward from there. This is very strategy based, and I think having ways or finding ways to educate people or players or newer players into how to best utilize certain things will be phenomenal. So that's part of what I'm trying to do, and I'm sure many other content creators are doing in terms of just sharing, hey, these are some of the strategies that work. Here are some of the cards that I'm enjoying playing with, and whatever the case is, right? So that will come, but I love the fact, and I love the energy that Weirdbeard brought with that. So very excited to see him being part of the team. And we know that tournaments need to be, there's a lot more tournaments, there's a lot more esports stuff happening. But I thought he mentioned something else, which is good. Like there needs to be a good reason for it. And if you guys don't know Splinterlands HQ and Gank specifically, Gank has been talking about how tournaments kind of need to be redesigned to allow more people in, and I think that that's a great approach to have. So, Gank has been saying this for a while, and it's good to see somebody on the inside, like Weirdbeard, saying not the same exact thing, but something similar. That we need to take a very critical and objective look at tournaments and what do we want them to be, and what do we want them to mean to players, and how do we get players excited about them. So not to take anything away from any of the new folks there, but obviously esports is something that I'm very excited about, and I think is a big part. And like I said, I thought Weirdbeard just kind of getting into it and showing his passion was a phenomenal way to kind of dive into that, and I wanted to share it with you. All right, guys, that is all I have in this. I don't think that there's any. There wasn't really anything else. There's this cool eye candy. So this is Yabamat's business card, and they had some new wallpapers that were thrown out there. The other thing too, and I will just mention this here, and I was talking about this earlier on the stream, was there were 2.1 million packs sold in the day one of the general sale, 231,000 bonus packs awarded, and it looks like there were 27,000 separate purchase transactions. So that doesn't really say how many people there were, because there were a decent amount of pools that I'm sure had a smaller amount, a good amount of smaller players who were chipping into it. So we don't really know in terms of how many players bought into the packs, but just something to keep in mind. And I might dig into these numbers a little bit further in a future video. So if you see it there, don't be surprised. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. Have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you win nothing but gold for legendaries from your packs, from your daily quests. And yeah, if you miss me, more content coming soon. I hope you have an awesome weekend. I will catch you around the game, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.